A man is in critical condition tonight after the seventh hit-and-run crash causing serious or deadly injury this year in the city of Pontiac.
This is where it happened. The unidentified victim is believed to be in his late teens or early 20s. He was found motionless and bleeding here at the intersection of Perry Street and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard last night. Witnesses say they saw a white work truck leaving the scene.
That's just one of the hit-and-run crashes the Oakland County Sheriff is investigating. The other two were fatal and happened within a few blocks of each other. First, on July 3rd, a man on a bicycle was hit near Baldwin and Rundell. Then on August 5th, a man was hit crossing Baldwin near Grandy Street.
Both happening after 11 p.m. and the sheriff's office is actively investigating both of them along with last night's crash at Perry and MLK. Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard joining us live now with the latest. Sheriff, we mentioned that number, 7 hit-and-run crashes involving death or serious injury this year alone. So first question, is that number higher than you're used to seeing in this area?
Well, tragically, we've had quite a few hit-and-run accidents in Pontiac, not just this year, but historically.
Sheriff, have you been able to identify just any trends behind the number of accidents? You know, for instance, is it distracted driving, speeding, people not using the crosswalks? What are you and your deputies seeing out there?
Well, it's kind of a mix, but one of the common themes typically is the failure to use a crosswalk and be in a safe crossing area, especially at night. So a lot of these accidents are occurring at night, not in a lit crosswalk when you have the light with you. So that first thing we would tell folks is stay in a lit crosswalk, wait for the light to favor you, and do what we were taught as kids. Stop, look, and listen. Look both ways, one last peek, and then go. Before you step into the roadway. A lot of these are happening in dark stretches of the road, not in a crosswalk, and oftentimes folks are wearing dark clothing.
From an investigation standpoint, Sheriff, what's the likelihood of being able to find who's responsible in a hit-and-run crash like this if there's not a solid tip right away or video evidence?
It's challenging, but we don't give up. As you recall, in that one hit-and-run case, we tracked the woman all the way to Thailand. And frankly, had in that case she just stopped, she probably in just that portion of the accident wouldn't have been deemed at fault. But as soon as you leave the scene, you're committing a crime. So stop, if not for basic humanity, also for the fact you may be adding a crime to the list that you may not have had at all.
Yeah. Absolutely. And finally, before we let you go, what's your message to drivers and pedestrians?
Well, pedestrians, again, take out any ear pods or anything that is distracting you from being able to pay attention to where you're walking and listening to the sounds of the road. Look both ways. Pedestrian increases in terms of accidents are all across the country because so many people have their head down. They're looking at a device. Oftentimes they have ear pods in. They can't hear traffic and they step into it. Yep. So pay attention to when you're traveling, not your device, not music, for your own safety, number one. Number two, to drivers, use extra caution when you're driving at night, especially in areas where if you know the area, have been frequented by pedestrians crossing in the areas without crosswalks. I know different streets when I'm traveling to and from at night where oftentimes I see people crossing where they shouldn't be. So extra caution to both participants in terms of the potential danger, the driver and the passenger.
Yeah, well said. Sheriff Bouchard, thank you so much for taking the time tonight. We really appreciate it. I think that advice for distraction goes both ways for the drivers and the pedestrians. We're just so distracted by these devices on all accounts. And I think we can all just try to do better.
Absolutely. Thanks again.